Join me right now, back on the show, is UFC welterweight slasher Dwight Grant. What's going on, Dwight?
Hey, how you doing, man? It's going pretty good.
Dwight, I want to ask you first about a new movie coming out soon, the remake of Bad Boys 2, starring Dwight Grant and Justin Willis. When is that hitting theaters?
Oh man, well, you about to see a quick trailer April 13th, and then you're gonna see some more later on in the year.
All right, let's go back to your first win. You got your first win in the octagon at UFC
Yeah.
Prague. You connected with a hard overhand right. Carlo, his mouthpiece flew out, man. It went flying. He dropped to the ground. You hit him with a couple punches. You know, the
Yeah.
ref jumped in with 1 second left. It was a good fight. Well, when you walked away, it seemed like you weren't really excited about the win. What was going through your mind?
Oh no, I'm always like that. Every time I win, I just walk away. It's like I just imagine that the person that I'm fighting, like their family's watching, so I don't want to like just be jumping up and down and screaming. And, I just leave them alone. I go celebrate backstage.
Well, it seemed like Carlo, he wasn't really satisfied with that stoppage. What did he say after you were announced the winner? Because he seemed like he was shaking his head and telling you something after the fight.
Oh, he was just saying like we both were in here. You know what really happened in here. I I, I don't think he realized what happened or what it was. I mean, and like I was saying before, like I respect him for wanting to continue to fight. My thing is just that you know I felt it stop. I didn't even know. I didn't even understand about the timing because I'm fighting, so I'm not thinking about the time. And then once I kind of got the grasp of everything, I was like, oh, this guy. I can see like what he's trying to say, but he don't understand what I felt. You know what I mean? Like the person is when somebody's done, they're done, and then you kind of have to keep going just for the referee to stop it. I felt he was done. I just kept hitting him because I wanted him to stop it. But I mean, honestly, it was just over. yeah.
Nevertheless, you got 50K bonus for your troubles. How helpful was that for your life, man?
Oh, it was great. One of the things that really separates the guys coming up from the guys that are already in the top 10, top 15, all stuff like that, is that we don't have the resources to get the training and the things that we need to like be able to compete with them. So even if the skill level matches up, they might be able to push a little extra just because of the resources and stuff available. Like a recovery, certain other kinds of training, ability to like travel different places and get training. All that stuff makes a difference when you get into the top 10. So I've seen that with my teammates at AKA, and I want to get to that point to where I'm able to do that. So I can compete with the best guys.
With that extra funds, the extra funds that you have now for this training camp, were you able to add something to it, add something new?
Well, the thing about it is, this was last couple of fights have been pretty quick. Like I want. But it just nothing really changes for me so far. I have more people helping me, and that's about it. But I haven't done anything drastic yet. I haven't like traveled anywhere and got any training or anything like that. But I want to. So maybe after this fight, I'll try to do something like that.
Well, you are getting a quick turnaround now. I think less than 2 months, UFC 236 in Atlanta. Were you surprised, or did you ask to be on this pay-per-view?
Oh, like the thing about it is, yeah, I'm laughing, but it's like I just wanted to fight really soon, so I was like, hey, can I fight in April? And what cards are in April? And I asked for like whatever cards in April, and then I say if I can't get April, then I'll just fight in the beginning of May in Canada. Like whatever I can get, and I got this one. I didn't even realize like how big the event was. Once I did, I was like, that's pretty awesome. And they put me in the main card too, so I was like, this is great.
Definitely. And you have a top opponent in Alan Jouban. He's a notable
Yeah.
name in the welterweight division. This is going to be on pay-per-view, like you said. How big of
Yeah.
an opportunity is this for you?
Oh, it's great. This is what I've always wanted. I mean, like, the dream for me wasn't just to make it to UFC. I mean, like that was part of it, but it was to fight the best guys. I want to fight guys that I know, guys that I've seen fight, and I got excited to watch them fight before. And I was like, you sitting at home on the couch, like, I could beat that guy, like, like I want to fight all those guys going forward. So that's the main, I guess, excitement for me. Like this, once I heard his name, my manager sent me a text and he was like, "Hey, you want to fight this guy?" I said about, hey, I know that guy. Yeah, I want to fight him. Like, let me get him. So I want to be able to keep doing that. That's the most exciting thing about this for me.
After your last fight, did you go directly back to AKA and just continue training, or did you take a little break, a vacation? What happened in that time frame?
I took like a week off. Yeah, about a full week, Sunday to Sunday. Yeah, about a full week off. Just to like reacclimate, and also because of jet lag, man. Like I was super sleepy. Yo, like even before that fight, like the way that the way it works, you go to the arena a little bit before the fight, like a couple hours before, and I didn't calculate that into my sleep schedule. So when I got to the fight, I was like, dude, I need a nap. So I was back there like taking a good sleep. Well, after I finished and I got back home, like, I was just sleeping like crazy. So it all caught up with me at the end. So after that week of sleeping, I emerged to train again. You know.
So it must be nice to finally be able to fight somewhere nearby. It's only what, a 6-hour flight from California.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, it's definitely more convenient. That's for sure. You know. But I enjoyed the whole thing about traveling and going overseas and fighting. You know, like I grew up watching all the martial arts movies where people, traveled and did all this stuff like that, and were like looking for a guy, and they found the guy and they fought him just to get somewhere else to fight another guy. Like that was kind of cool. So when I was there, I enjoyed all that aspect of it. And here too, it's still pretty cool. In Atlanta, I have like friends and family over there too, so it's gonna be really awesome.
Well, speaking of finding a guy, looking for a guy to fight, is this the first time you're going to fight a model?
A model?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Alan's a model.
He's a model?
Like a fashion model. Like he
Oh,
models.
he
Yeah, for a living. Like he has.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've been sparring with Luke for like 5 years, so I guess that I guess that prepares me for it. That's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Man, got a side hustle. That's awesome, man. You gotta do what you gotta
do. Yeah. Alan, what are your thoughts on his skill set? He's very skilled. He's very good all-around fighter. The potential of a striking battle, does that intrigue you?
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me excited because somebody told me that he wanted to fight me because he wanted to like fight, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, man. Because I just don't want somebody to constantly trying to take me down. I'm sure you're gonna try to take me down at some point in the fight, but it's just that constant like guarding my ankles, guarding my knees, guarding somebody trying to pull you down. That to me is boring. I mean, it's still fighting. I'm still excited to do it, but like I love the idea of having like a striking match for a bit, and then like getting to work some stuff and open up a bit. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Jouban, he's coming off a neck injury, and he's been away from the cage for about 14 months. With the style that you have, could this be a major hindrance for him, you think?
Nah, I mean, I don't think so. I watched him fight before, and like I like the way he fights. I mean, like for me personally, like I see opportunities for me to do stuff. So I mean, so that's it. I mean, whether or not he fought like every other month or he took a year off, I think he would have the same style. I don't expect him to come back and be like gun shy or like weird or anything like that. He has a bunch of fights already. I think it's like 16 or more fights. So I mean, he should be fine. The only way it'll be bad is if like he gets scared to get hit, which shouldn't be a problem. The guy he looks like a fighter, so he should fight.
A lot of people are making comparisons between you and Alan. What aspect of your game do you feel that separates you from him?
Really? Comparisons between our fighting styles?
Yeah.
There's nothing. We don't do anything like. I mean, we both strike. That's about it. But like, he goes about a different way. My style is like, it's not really put into one form. Like, he's more of a Thai boxer. I like Thai boxing, but I've been doing kung fu for like the longest. So it's like, there's a whole bunch of different stuff in there. That's the only way I can see it. I mean, I don't really see any other similarities. Oh, well, maybe he wants to win, and I want to win, but I'm gonna win. So that's the most important part. That's the most important part.
Right now, you are 34 years of age. Is there more of an urgency for you moving forward to get as many fights possible and rise in the rankings more than compared to someone that's 24 years old?
I don't know. Like, to me, I think I'm just like hungry because I've been like deprived of food for so long. Like I had a whole bunch of fights get canceled, and it was just annoying. You know what I mean? Like prepare, having the camp, fight gets canceled. Having another camp, fight gets canceled. Or not this time, fight get canceled last minute. So all that stuff kind of just weighed on me. So when I got the opportunity to be in a place where I could be, obviously be better opponents, where I could be like, I can fight constantly. I'm ready to eat. Like I want to fight as much as I possibly can. And the only thing that's gonna put a pause on that is just that I need to rest in between at some point. But as of like, what's it? I've been in camp since like last October. Like I fought in December. I fought. I was supposed to fight in January and I got canceled. But then I fought in this last one in February. Now I'm fighting in April, and I want to fight again right after. So I'm trying to get the fights more out of just a love of the activity than an urgency to make it.
As you're knocking the door of the top 15, do you see anybody in the rankings that you would like to face maybe after this fight?
Of course. Dude, I've been watching the UFC. You gotta understand. So just like everybody else like sits at home and watches it, I've been watching it too. And I've been watching guys and I'm like, yeah, I want to fight that guy. Oh, I want to fight that guy. Oh, I would love to fight that guy. There's a bunch of guys who want to fight. But the thing about it is, and the truth of it is, these guys don't want to fight you until, and it's smart, I guess, they don't want to fight you until you become like a reasonable opponent in the sense that like, it makes sense for them to fight you. Because, you learn. I had a long career of fighting people just at a drop of a hat, like taking a fight a day's notice, you're not supposed to fight every single competitor that just pops up out of the blue, so I understand that. But I want to get to the point to where when I do want to fight somebody out of the blue, they're like, yeah, I want to fight that guy. And then I can just get a bunch of fights with the top guys all the time. That's the most important thing for me. I mean, like, I want to obviously be champion and I want to do the whole thing. But the best thing about being champion to me would be that you get to fight all the best guys all the time. Like you never have to look for an opponent. Everybody want to fight you, So that's the kind of thing. So I definitely have people I want to fight in the top part of the rankings.
Yeah, I think a lot of times those guys are also forced to fight one of the up and coming guys in a way because they refuse fight so many times. You've seen it happen. They might not say it, in the news, but I think there are a lot of guys are forced to fight, the up and coming guys.
That would be me. Like just talk about it right now. Like my cells are vibrating. Like just the ideal of like just being champion, training, and then like watching this guy rise up the ranks and then shut him down. like not on some like evil stuff, but just like you just elevating yourself to that point. Like back in the day, I would watch. Like Pride FC, something like that, and you would see like the build up video, and they would show this guy and all his fights, and then they would show the champ in the gym jumping rope, like watching it. Like I'm just excited for the fight, man. Like I like fighting a lot, as you can tell. So it just got me excited. I think you're right. There are people who get forced, but I still believe it might be naive. These guys gotta love doing it. They gotta they gotta love it because this is not something that I think you would just do out of just the necessity for funds or the necessity for fame. You gotta love doing this at some point.
Well, there was a big shakeup recently in the welterweight division with Kamaru Usman dominating Tyron Woodley. Did you see that coming? Did you see a fight like that transpiring between these two guys? Because personally, I didn't think it was gonna happen that way.
No, I didn't see that coming. And it's no knock on Usman. Just that Woodley, anybody that fights, you're gonna expect them to behave the way they usually do. I mean, like you're gonna have some kind of whatever you've seen them do, you're gonna expect them to do again. And when you kind of compare those two things, you would have thought that Woodley would have been a little bit more active in the fight, and done more. I mean, like just out of just some normal like screw it, I'm gonna go all out kind of stuff, or even if people try to say like his fighting style wasn't great, which I think is not true at all. I've been watching Woodley fight since he's been in Strikeforce. Like he's a great competitor. Like but even any fight that you say that he didn't perform well in, you saw him like explode and do some craziness. So I expected that at some point in the fight, and I was waiting for it, even to the last second. Like I was waiting for it. I was like, it's gonna happen, but it didn't happen, But I definitely didn't see it coming. That's for sure.
Do you think Colby Covington deserves the next shot at the title, even though he's been sitting out and refusing fights all day?
I mean, deserves it. I would have liked to see Woodley get his title rematch back because I mean he had it for so long and he's been competing and doing great as champion. He's been doing other cool stuff too. So I would like to have seen him get that fight back. Also because of the way it happened and how it was, how it played out afterwards, where you just felt like as a fan you didn't get to see like the champ express himself as champ, So I think Usman too. He wants to fight and say he beat the best Woodley. I don't know what he's thinking, but I think anybody who loves fighting, when you beat the champion, you want to beat them in a way where he's like, yeah, I beat this guy at his best. So I would like to see that. But I mean, Covington, you want to see him fight because everybody wants to kind of see him get beat up, to be honest, right? So you whether Usman does it or Woodley would be good, but I think I would rather see Woodley do it because they had like a personal kind of stake involved. They were like talking back and forth with each other, That probably would have been a little bit more satisfying.
You mentioned earlier about movies, guys going to another country, finding this guy to fight this guy. There's a lot of movies out there from the 80s, from the 90s to the 2000s. What movie can you turn on to inspire you? What sports movie do you like to watch continually over and over and over again until someone says, like, turn it off?
You opening a can of worms right now. It's about to explode. All I do is watch these movies. So the movie that probably changed my life was two, and they're so close together you probably got confused. Is Kickboxer and Bloodsport, right? like I watched those movies so much when I was a kid, over and over again, that like it's ridiculous. But the movie that gets me the most hype is probably definitely is Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy. Like I watched that movie like over and over again, even to this day. So those are probably the two I would say that had the biggest impact.
Yeah, definitely. I think anybody from that era, Bloodsport and Kickboxer, is the top two movies from that time. Jean-Claude Van Damme will forever live in every kid's mind. That love martial arts, right?
Yeah, man. Like the movie, the adventure of it. And the adventure of all those movies, even Jack Chan had a lot of movies where not that where he was a sports movie, but where he traveled around the world looking for stuff like Armor of God and even movies like Super Cop, where like they're just traveling around looking for something or trying to solve some problem, and they get into this big fight scene, and they're watching it like, oh my gosh, like this is absolutely amazing. And then you go to school the next day and you talk to your friends about it and try to like show them what it was, and nobody understands what you trying to say. He was like that. And they're like, all right, man, chill. Well, that was at least my experience with it. So I think all those movies really inspired a lot of guys, a lot of fighters to keep doing it, and a lot of people who do martial arts to do it. And I have to mention the ultimate movie of travel and fighting, Enter the Dragon. I just watched some clips from that movie not an hour ago. So yeah, definitely those movies are awesome.
Two underrated Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, Cyborg and Lionheart.
Oh, Lionheart! That's the one. Hey, that's probably my favorite one. To be honest, that's probably that movie used to get me so hyped when I was a kid. I don't know, maybe it's because of like the setting or whatever it was, but that last fight in the arena, man, it was so awesome. I thought, even as a kid, I was like, there's no way this guy can beat this guy. This guy's huge. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, you've been winning the whole movie, but this guy, nah, man. And it gets you hyped in it almost a Dragon Ball Z kind of way where you see this guy digging deep to finish this other guy, and it's almost impossible odds. That Lionheart is probably my favorite Van Damme movie, to be honest.
April 13th, UFC 236.
Yeah, buddy.
Atlanta, Georgia, pay-per-view, man. I'm hyped for this fight because this is some great matchmaking that they have done with you. So good luck to you, man, and always thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.